Newsmax Live now. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks so much for coming on. If you could, explain the plane tickets and what you saw, because if someone's watching this at first sight, they may just say, hey, maybe those are just someone taking a trip from Mexico. Explain that to me and how you read it.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me on, Sean. What happens is the cartels have figured out another way to get people across our border, and what they're doing is purchasing round-trip flight tickets from the country of origin, which right now seems to be Romania, Brazil, and Cuba. And once they buy a round-trip flight ticket, they're able to get these folks a vacation visa. They cannot get a vacation visa if they only purchase a one-way ticket. But if they purchase a round-trip ticket, then they're able to get that vacation visa, get them into Mexico. You can see if somebody would zoom in that they're coming from places and landing in Cancun and other places, Mexico City, around Mexico. And then they get their vacation visa, gives them the ability to travel through Mexico, and then they take the return flight ticket and some of the other tickets, and they just toss them aside. It's very, very troubling. As many people have seen, the surge that is taking place on the southern border right now, something that we've been expecting for many months, once we saw the new policies of the Biden administration unraveling everything that the Trump administration had done, and it's causing the exact problems that we thought it was going to. The soft-sided holding facilities are not only at capacity, but they're 10 times beyond their capacity. And we're squishing people together there. And you know what really troubles me, Sean, is the fact that people ignore that when the drugs that are coming across our border, that is terrible. It's a really big problem. It exposes the folks, and especially in my reservations, 7 reservations in Montana, to these problems with illicit drugs. But what everybody seems to be ignoring is that we are promoting this illegal trafficking because it is the only commodity that the cartels continue to get payment for once they are caught, discovered, apprehended. If the Border Patrol and Customs seize meth, then it's gone. The profits are gone. If they seize heroin, marijuana, the profits are gone. But these people are actually turning themselves in. They've been charged a fee by the cartel to get into the United States. Once they get here, they're helping them secure a job, and then they continue to make payments to the cartel in order to pay off their debt. This is a major problem that we are incentivizing.
There are certainly several issues, not just one or two. There's several issues that are popping up, including how we're holding these migrants and the unaccompanied minors as well. I want to play this for you. This is Department of Homeland Security Alejandro Mayorkas. He actually visited the border as well as you did, but he took a victory lap, if you will. Watch.
When our administration began, we inherited a system that had been torn down and dismantled. And I said at the time, in late March, that we have a plan to address the challenge of the unaccompanied children who were apprehended along the border. That the plan would take time to execute, and it would be difficult to do so. But this is what we do. We do the difficult work, and we know how to do it.
And he also goes on to talk about the reunification plan as well. Are these just words from him? What are your thoughts on it?
I think he does have a plan. His plan is to bring all of the illegals across the border into our country and release them. That's quite obvious. And yes, it's probably going to take him a while to execute that plan. But there was a policy in place to make sure that this wouldn't happen. It's called Remain in Mexico policy, while the asylees were waiting to get a hearing date. We had agreements with the Triangle countries to make sure that they were not allowing these folks to go crossing through Mexico. We had construction taking place on the wall to secure a border, and all of this has been undone. And so, yeah, I believe Mayorkas. Right. He has a plan. And it's going to take a while to implement it, and it is to release all of these hundreds of thousands of illegal immigrants into our country each month.
And that's the congressman who has actually visited the border. Congressman Rosendale, good to see you. Thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thanks again, Sean.
You can come back anytime. All right. I want to bring our panelists now to react.